Hello. Good morning, Edison Eagles. This is Dr. Lee, the principal, here with our...
Buenos días a todas las seguidas de Lee. Soy la directora Lee.
And we're here for our Family Friday from April 15th, 2022. And I've got with me our special guest, Ms. Mendez, our counselor.
Y el día de hoy tenemos nuestro café con la directora del 15 de abril de 2022. Y aquí tenemos a nuestra invitada especial, la señorita Méndez, presente con nosotros.
Good morning.
Buenos días.
Okay, very good. Our agenda for today is that we're just going to go over some announcements, and then Ms. Mendez has a wellness presentation she wants to share. And then I'm going to go over the calendar for LPAC testing, and then we're going to look at our learning apps and just go take it. I'm going to take a little bit of a look through our iReady and the learning apps, and we're celebrating students for their performance. And then we're just going to say congratulations to Shining Stars, because I do a recording on that later when I take their pictures.
Bien, en la agenda hoy vamos a cubrir los anuncios que tenemos para este mes. Tenemos bienestar con la señorita Méndez. Vamos a cubrir también el progreso académico de las pruebas CASP de progreso y pruebas CASP de Edison. Vamos a ver también los concursos de las aplicaciones de aprendizaje. Y por último, vamos a felicitar a nuestras estrellas brillantes, nuestros Shining Stars, para hoy. Luego lo vamos a grabar después de esta junta.
Okay, very good. And I also wanted to share this picture on the right of the screen, and that is our 3 Chavistas leaders that went to the Chavistas breakfast. It was Las Mañanitas, and it was over at Hoover High School in their new auditorium. So I wanted to share that as well.
Quiero compartir esta foto de nuestros 3 chavistas que fueron a celebrar el día de Oscar Chávez a la preparatoria Hoover. Así que ellos son los que fueron a celebrar, los chavistas a César Chávez.
Very good. Okay, so our announcements for this month, just a few things. I know I'm always putting announcements in Class Dojo, but here's a few things I wanted to call out and share specifically here today. So our new mask policy. Masks are optional indoor and outdoor, which everybody knows, and I just wanted to send that reminder. So again, it's optional indoor, outdoor, and we remind students that if your parents want you to have the mask on, then you need to do what your parents want you to do. But if we don't know what you want to do, you might want to tell the teacher, or make sure that the student has some sort of marker, I guess, or just make sure your student is honoring your expectation. But again, it is optional and for students and staff. But the symptom guidelines are still in effect. So our attendance is just over 90% on average. Normally it's above 95, 96%. So it's lower than usual because of all the quarantining, but we are getting back on track. We're a little bit on the higher end for the Hoover cluster in our area, but we want to try to see if we can make a push to get even up to maybe 92% by the end of the year, which means really improving our attendance as we finish out the year here. And then summer school at Edison, the registration is closed, but you can still sign up on the first day of summer school if you're interested, which starts June 21st, and it goes through July 22nd. It's 5 weeks, and there's going to be a holiday for the 4th of July, I believe. And then we have our summer experience program, which is just a regular morning academic program from 8 to 12. Actually, it's 7. I got the wrong time on here. I think they changed it 7:30 to 11:30. It's a 4-hour program, but I think they moved it up a half an hour. Last year, it was this time. So it's 7:30 to 11:30. And then prime time is right after it, 11:30 to 4. And then level up programs, it varies. So we don't yet know all the programs we're going to have, like tennis. I know we will probably still have. And then last year we had Girl Scouts, and we had an art class, and I think that was about it. So we'll see which programs they're going to offer at our site. All right. And then the last thing is that we would like parent volunteers. We have a lot of field trips coming up. And for some of our field trips, we can bring parents, and some it's just staff, but some it can be parents. And so you have to have your packet turned into the main office, which includes a TB test or the questionnaire and a COVID vaccine, proof of that, and your identification. So those are our announcements, and then I'm going to have Lupita translate those in Espanol.
Claro que sí. Y bien, los anuncios que tenemos el día de hoy es que existe una nueva política de máscaras. Las máscaras son opcionales en interiores y en exteriores para el personal y los estudiantes, pero las pautas de síntoma aún siguen vigentes. Esto es optativo, les recuerdo esto, pero si sus papás quieren que se pongan su máscara, tienen que hacer lo que sus papás quieran. Así que, de nuevo, las máscaras son optativas en interiores y exteriores para personal y estudiantes, pero las pautas de síntoma aún están vigentes. La asistencia actual es del 90.3% en promedio. Nos gustaría ver un impulso para superar el 92% durante el resto del año. Ahora, la escuela de verano en Edison, las inscripciones están cerradas ahorita, pero aún pueden inscribirse el primer día de la escuela de verano, que es el 21 de junio. Va a ser como un día académico, va a ser experiencia de verano de 11:30, perdón, de 8:30 de la mañana a 11:30. Aquí
Disculpa,
está,
es 7:30. Me equivoqué.
perdón,
Yeah.
7:30 a 11:30 de la mañana. Y luego tenemos el horario estelar, que es de 12 a 4. Y luego tenemos también los programas para subir de nivel. Varían estos niveles y parece que van a haber este año otra vez tenis. El año pasado hubo tenis, Girl Scouts y clases de arte. A ver este año qué nos proporcionan. Y también muy importante, se necesitan padres voluntarios. Si están interesados, por favor, completen el paquete. Y esto requiere la prueba de tuberculosis y también una prueba de la vacuna del COVID.
Very good. All right, and now we're going to turn it over to Ms. Mendez to share our wellness presentation here. Ms. Mendez, do you want me to give you co-hosting so you can screen share? Or would you like me to open up the presentation from here?
You can open it up. That's fine.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
Here we go. All right. Can you see
Okay,
it?
so every year we have a wellness objective, and so I lead our wellness committee, and it is comprised of students, faculty, and staff. And then I always ask parents to join if they're interested. Unfortunately, this year, no one was interested in joining our wellness committee, but hopefully next year we can have some parents be a part of it. And we look at, we assess our school, we look at all the wellness components, and it includes things like physical activity. It includes also the social emotional well-being of the child. So we look at wellness as a whole. The food that we eat here, making sure that we're a healthy school. And so all that we take a look at, and we look at all the areas.
Vamos a ver el plan de salud, plan de acción de salud de la primaria Edison, y van a cerciorarse de varios elementos que la señorita ahorita nos va a platicar.
Okay, and then we do an assessment, and then we look at what areas do we need to improve in.
A
And
ver,
so
hacemos
we
una
pick a
evaluación y vemos
plan.
las áreas en donde necesitamos más ayuda.
And so I want to share with you what we're going to be doing in the area of student wellness for the
Quiero
rest of the school
compartir
year.
con ustedes lo que vamos a hacer en el área de bienestar estudiantil.
So we picked 2 goals for our student wellness component. We only have to do one, but we thought, let's be ambitious here and can get 2 done this year that we saw kind of, we weren't fully in place yet. So the first one, I'll wait for.
Oh, if you go ahead, I'll just recap the top.
Okay,
And then
great.
I'll read them after you. Thank you.
Okay, didn't want to go ahead without you. Okay, in order to address our need to strengthen social emotional health, by May 2022, our goal will be to provide every teacher with a portable calming down kit for a calm down space in their room. So during our assessment, we were not fully in place for having a calm down area in every single part of our school, including every classroom. So that's what we're going to do for our first goal. For our second one, in order to address our need to strengthen social emotional health by May 2022, our goal will be to add to our playground using stencils. And we're going to use CalFresh Healthy Living as our support for that. They have stencils ready to go that they're going to give us. And then we're going to volunteer our time to add that to our playground.
Y bien, las metas para la salud estudiantil, perdón. El número, nada más tenemos que hacer una meta, pero queremos ser ambiciosos y vamos a completar 2. La primera meta es que para fin de abordar nuestra necesidad de fortalecer nuestra salud socioemocional para mayo de 2022, nuestra meta sería de proveer a cada maestro con un estuche de calma, se le va a llamar un estuche de calma, para un espacio de calma en su salón. El número 2 es que para fin de abordar nuestra necesidad de fortalecer nuestra salud socioemocional, para mayo nuestra meta será agregar a nuestro patio de juegos. Vamos a usar stencils en el patio de juegos que los va a proveer CalFresh Healthy Living.
Okay, so for our first goal, our calm down kits, we're kind of going to give them portable. So that way the teachers can utilize them in their classroom as they see fit and necessary with the space that they have. So they will include activities and strategies along with visuals of what the students do when they need to self-regulate.
Entonces estos estuches van a ser portátiles y van a contener algo que les pueda dar calma a los estudiantes.
And so this is an idea of what we're hoping to achieve and give out to each classroom, and then they can make it kind of into their own, the teacher deciding what else they would like to add.
Entonces queremos hacerlos estos portátiles y darlos a cada salón y más adelante e intentarlo y más adelante ver qué es lo que necesitan exactamente todos.
Okay, and then for our second one, we're gonna do some playground stencils. We don't know what they're gonna look like yet. We're still working out those details, but we already do have a sensory path, a couple different ones in different areas. So we're hoping to extend that into our main playground area.
Entonces, estas son unas muestras de los stenciles que piensan poner en el piso del patio de juego. No sabemos todavía cómo van a ser exactamente estos stenciles, pero tenemos, por ejemplo, a mano izquierda o derecha, tenemos unos caminos sensoriales, pero pues veremos qué es lo que nos van a dar.
These can also be provided as a movement break. They can be provided for teachers to use with their class, also at recess and our lunch recess.
Entonces, estos caminitos se van a usar como descansos o para tomar un descanso de movimiento, por ejemplo. Entonces, los maestros pueden usar estos con sus estudiantes.
Hey, any questions for me?
¿Alguna pregunta para mí?
So that's it for our wellness component for students this year, and we continue to improve and add on to it. We're also going to be applying for a wellness award because we've been, one of the schools has been chosen. We meet or exceed the requirements. So I'm going to be working on submitting us for an award to recognize all the health and wellness components we have here at Edison.
Y también va a haber un premio de salud para que puedan, perdón, que les van a dar su premio para pues los que se merezcan mejor su premio de bienestar. Y está la señora Méndez, consejera.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Ms. Mendez. And next on our agenda, yes, next on our agenda, we have just our calendar for CASP testing. And the CASP testing is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders.
Las pruebas CASP se van a hacer próximamente y estas pruebas van a ser para 3º, 4º y 5º.
All right, so it is going to be, you'll notice here on this, hopefully you can see the screen. You can see that 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade are listed in separate rows. So the top row is 3rd grade, and they're really starting practice now through May 6th. And then they're gonna start their testing a little bit each week, starting May 9th. So they don't wanna just do all the testing on one day or during one week. You're gonna start with the ELA or the reading on May 9th, and then it's a pretty good amount of time that it takes. So you can see here it says 90 minutes. And then the next week they're going to do the ELA performance task, which is like 2 hours, 120 minutes. And then they're going to spread it out over the days, just again, so the kids don't get so overwhelmed with testing. And then they'll do math the week of the 23rd up until Memorial Day break. And then after that, we'll have makeups. And we're going to actually have iReady testing and fast testing after that. So there's a lot of testing in the spring, but this is the calendar, and we want students. Actually, I'll go ahead and let you interpret that.
Yes, thank you. Las pruebas para se indica aquí que por cada renglón está 3º, 4º y 5º. Vamos, ahorita ya tenemos prácticas, pero el 9 de mayo va a ser cuando iniciemos las pruebas, las evaluaciones. El 9 de mayo se van a empezar y vamos a empezar con LA, que es las clases para los alumnos de la preparación para los alumnos de segundo idioma. Cada prueba va a ser más o menos 90 minutos. También se va a hacer la prueba de ELA de rendimiento. Y estos exámenes se hacen poco a poco para que no se abrumen demasiado los estudiantes. Y matemáticas va a ser el 23 el 23 de mayo hasta el día festivo de Memorial Day, y después de eso van a hacer las pruebas de reposición.
And ELA, just to clarificar, es para lectura, so para todos los niños, no solo es para de segundo idioma.
Okay.
Yep. So ELD, the LPAC testing, we just finished, which was for students with a second language, but the ELAs, it's going to be all 3rd graders, all 4th graders, all 5th graders. Yeah.
Okay. Ay, perdón, entonces me corrijo, esto es para el desarrollo, perdón, yo sigo con esto. Es para los aprendientes de inglés.
Okay, and then we have, as you can see, then 4th grade, it's the same schedule. And then 5th grade is just going to start a little bit later. They're going to do all their testing in the last 2 weeks of the window. So,
yeah. Los últimos 2 semanas va a ser esta ventana para hacer los exámenes de dominio de los aprendientes de inglés, y vamos a ver también las matemáticas igual.
All right, and then the other thing I want to say about CASP testing when we get closer to that. So if you have a child in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, we want them to be, first of all, between now and then, we want them to be very prepared. So they should be, continuing to do all of their assignments, continue doing their reading on iReady, continue doing independent reading. Not that it's all about the test. We don't want to put the pressure on the test, but we want them to be prepared for the test and to feel confident and comfortable going into the test, like, I know this stuff. And so the more they continue to apply themselves to their learning, hopefully when that time comes, they're going to be like, I know this stuff, this is easy. And so that's what we want. That's what we want them to be ready for.
Entonces queremos que los estudiantes de 3º, 4º y 5º estén preparados para su examen, pero queremos que aún sigan haciendo sus tareas, su lectura por iReady y su lectura de 20 minutos por día. Lo principal que queremos es que estén preparados y que tengan confianza para que cuando llegue la fecha del examen digan, yo conozco esto, yo sé esto, y que estén pues más preparados y definitivamente con más confianza.
Okay, so again, when we get closer, it's like, make sure they're going to bed on time, make sure that they're getting up and they're getting here on time for school. Those kinds of good practices. Have a good breakfast, some things in their stomach so they're not getting distracted when the test comes.
Y queremos pues seguir practicando nuestras mejores prácticas. Queremos que los pongan a dormir a tiempo, que los manden a la escuela muy bien desayunados para que no estén distraídos si es que tienen hambre.
Okay, very good. And we did try to spread it out so that it wouldn't all be all at once.
Y sí, tratamos de dividir todo para que no fuera todo a un tiempo.
Okay, and then for our learning apps, every Monday, I've been giving away prizes to students that have the most, it depends on what I decide to reward that week. It might be that if they have the most minutes in iReady reading, it might be the most consecutive days of, let's say, Imagine Learning. So really focusing on reading and the students that are getting their reading minutes. Maybe it's the amount of books that they've read in Raz Kids, everything to do with reading. So they should be following their teacher's expectations for the time. And then we would invite them to go above and beyond to do a little bit more every night, or maybe even on the weekends, over the holidays, to keep getting further and further and progressing in their independent reading.
Ok, y tenemos para las aplicaciones de aprendizaje de iReady Matemáticas e Inglés, les vamos a dar premios a los estudiantes por los máximos o mayor número de minutos que tengan los estudiantes o como días consecutivos de lectura, el enfoque en lectura. Y queremos que estén preparados para sus rendimientos o que se preparen su rendimiento, por ejemplo, en iReady. And that's all I have, sorry.
That's okay. I think that was more or less covered it. So what I want to
Thanks.
show you here is, and I think I've showed this at other meetings and I've shared it like in our school site council. This is our overall, it doesn't have any student names on here, but this is our overall performance from the fall, beginning of the year diagnostic to the middle of the year winter diagnostic. And again, we're going to do this again, and we're going to do the end of year diagnostic. And that's going to happen after CASP testing, so at the last 2 weeks of school. But this part in green, actually, go ahead and interpret that, Lupita.
Ok, estos son, ya han visto ustedes varias veces este documento y son las colocaciones en general que tenemos de las evaluaciones de los estudiantes. Esto va a ser un diagnóstico de fin de año después de la prueba CASP y...
Yep, so they're going to have, you can see so this green part that they have, like, so for beginning of year, and I know I've shared this in different ways at different times. So the beginning of year.
Yeah. Esto es el diagnóstico del principio de año que la señora Lee ha mostrado varias veces. Esto aquí en lo verde.
Yep, so 24, if I add 16 plus 6, that's how many students were at grade level or above grade level. So 24%. Yeah.
Por ciento de los estudiantes, 6 más 16 son el 20%, 22%.
It was a 24% total.
Total de un porcentaje de 24.
And that was the beginning of the year. So that was kind of low. We want more kids to be on grade level or above. So that was a low percent.
Principio de año, queremos que los estudiantes estén a nivel de grado o más para arriba.
Okay, and then the red and the yellow is near and the red is well below. They're either 2 or more grade levels below. So we were very high in grade levels below, which is concerning, right? COVID had an impact. Go ahead.
Tuvimos muchas en color rojo por el COVID. El COVID tuvo mucho que ver con estos rendimientos más bajos y pues eso es preocupante. Entonces yo quisiera pues que mejoraran, que estuvieran en el color, o siquiera que se pusieran aquí en el color amarillo. Okay. Y que mejoraran.
Yep, and so now in the middle of the year, again, back in January, February is when we got this next set of data, is that, look, we had gone up almost double. We went from 24 to now, well, maybe not double, maybe up about 50% to 36% now are at or above grade level.
Y ahora los que estaban a nivel de grado eran un 36% para la mitad del año.
And then 41% are close. So we want to get that 41% up into green.
Y 41% es que ya van llegando a la meta y queremos que ese 41% se convierta en verde.
Yep. And then obviously the red went down too. So that means kids were moving up. So we still have a pretty good number here. 23% of all of our students that are still 2 grade levels below. We gotta, and we're being strategic about groups and the type of instruction that we do, but we need the students to do their homework and to do their iReady every week. And we need them to do Imagine, and we need them to do all the practice things we ask them to do.
Entonces necesitamos, para fin de que cambien estos estudiantes que están en rojo, que hagan todo sus tareas de iReady, de Imagine, para que podamos lograr que estos estudiantes que están en rojo se pasen al amarillo.
Okay, and then I wanted to show, this is how I can check personally where students are, and I'm going to not show all the details because it has student names, but where I can see, log me out here.
Aquí es donde puedo ver
I can
iReady.
see, yep, I can see their patterns of who is doing the 45 minutes or the 50 plus
Los
minutes.
patrones de quién está estudiando los 45 minutos, 40 minutos.
Right, so here we can see we still have about 26% of our students who are not meeting the 45 minutes a week.
Y 25% de los estudiantes no están cumpliendo con sus 45 minutos a la semana.
Okay, and I can go and look, and the teacher can go and look and see who those students are. So if your student is not getting those, we need to get them into because that's how they're going to grow. All those lessons are personalized for them and what level they're on.
Y aquí es donde reviso yo a qué nivel va cada estudiante y ahí podemos ver pues los que necesitan cambiar de un nivel a otro. Ahorita el 76% pasó las lecciones en general o en generales. Tenemos un 80% de estudiantes que pasaron, 18 que pasaron también y 2 que no.
Yeah, you don't have to go through all of those. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And that's why I want to reward kids every time that they're getting those. And I can see that they're really making extra above and beyond growth.
Entonces quiero premiar hacia los chicos que estamos viendo que van más allá de lo que tienen que hacer para su desarrollo.
Okay, and then with that, we're about out of time. So I want to say congratulations to all of our April 2022 Shining Stars, which I will go take pictures with. And then we'll put a little video together and put it in YouTube and share it on Class Dojo.
Quiero felicitar a nuestras estrellas brillantes de abril de 2022. Ahorita que termine la junta voy a ir a retratarme con ellos y luego para felicitarlos y luego voy a hacer un video y ese va a salir en la red.
Okay, and then
Class Dojo.
Yeah, don't forget to check Class Dojo. I know I see a lot of people who view and like the messages. Of course, if you're listening, you obviously saw the Class Dojo message, and so spread the word, tell your friends and neighbors and your students, parents and friends and neighbors, but they should be checking Class Dojo. That's where all of our announcements are. And we will be having, I'm sure, more things to share with you, obviously through the end of the year here. Thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful day.
Gracias por venir a todos. Vamos a, por si los que están aquí, pues entonces ya sé que están usando su Class Dojo, pero utilicen por favor el Class Dojo para ver recursos, clases, talleres y actualizaciones para los recursos, talleres, clases y pues que pasen una bonita tarde, un bonito día. Gracias, señorita Jamie.
Okay, thank you.